Hey there everyone, I'm Around the Wheel and welcome to Crystal Caves. This is a platform for DOS released by Apogee in 1991. And this game is something of a score for me to settle. Some of you who remember my first channel will remember that my channel was terminated while this series was going on, so I never got to finish it properly. So we are back to finish Crystal Caves in style. I was reminded of it because the last complete series that I did before Crystal Caves was Bugs Bunny Birthday Blowout, and so I decided to go ahead and finish this up next because I was just so reminded of it, and it's been a while since we played a game like this. This game is shareware. This is the first episode. We're going to be playing all three of them, and that big galoot whose face I just covered up, that's Mylo Steamwoods. We're going to start a new game here, and it's going to launch straight into the story. This story is weird. Basically, Mylo is kind of a get-rich-quick schemer, and to finance his schemes, he travels to I think it's the Altarian system. Yeah, he goes to the caves of Altair so that he can get galactic crystals to finance his. So this time he's going after Twibbles. Ha ha ha, Star Trek reference. Twibbles might be the biggest fats in pet mood slime. This game is, if I could use one word, if I had to use one word to describe this game's sense of humor, that word would be dopey. This game kind of shoots for affably dopey, and you can kind of see what it's going for, but quite often it's just like, just this groan-inducing. Yes, the Kiwi. That would be the Millennium Kiwi, because this game. let's be ironic and funny and name a spaceship after a bird that can't fly. Yes, personal injury record off, please. Then you get a little cinematic here. This is kind of a weird game. It's a very basic, simple platformer, and yeah, I'm actually talking over the story because... What? Where did that planet come from? Why am I so self-consciously wacky? Ha ha ha, but here we are. After colliding with Earth and getting its insurance information, here we are. See, now it's infecting me. Now I'm doing stupid jokes. Yes, we need to collect enough crystals to trade at the Galactic Trading Post. And here we are on the planet Altair. We are Mylo. And you'll notice there's no native music in this game. Last time I did this game, I tried to put some video game music underneath it. But this time we're just going to enjoy the ambiance. Partially because I'm paranoid about copyright, but also because, you should play the game the way... Hello, Pac-Man Fruit just popping up, giving us an early 5,000 bucks. We're going to try to make it to 1,000,000. That is the whole point here. And our controls are pretty simple. Walk back and forth with the arrow keys, jump with control, and shoot with alt. I'm not going to be shooting because we need to conserve ammo. So let's go into our first level here. All the levels are pretty similar. I think there's 16 levels per episode, and there's 3 episodes. So we're going to be here quite a while. And this is pretty simple. All you got to do is collect all the crystals in a level. And we're going to try to do this particular level since it's so easy. Haha, I knew you were there. Some enemies like to come up at you. You can barely see that little tendril there. But you got to jump over it. And I am toying with fate, so I need to cut it out. Ah ha ha. Not today, Mr. Bouncing Eye Thing. This is a pretty simple game, actually. Now, if the thing will come down, I can get myself a strawberry, and eventually maybe we can get a key for, like, tons of points. No! Oh, well. There are plenty of trinkets we can pick up. All we have to accompany us here, though, as you can hear, is PC speaker sound. And I don't know why it doesn't play a sound when you get a candle. I guess because candles are the silent point giver. But this is pretty much it. You get all the crystals in a level, and you avoid obstacles. And it's a pretty low-stakes game because you have infinite lives. Yeah, let's get the laser to shoot its little bacon beam so we can move on. Alright, now... Oh, hey! I'll take an Abanab, thank you very much. Alright, that's the space name for a banana, by the way. Now, this Cobra guy takes 2 hits to kill, but you can't be careful. He's still a threat because he makes this little purple gloopy stuff on the ground, and if we touch that, it will do damage. And I'm trying not to take damage for reasons that will become apparent when I beat the level. There we go, a successful jump over, and we got these spiders here. They're fairly non-threatening as long as we don't get directly underneath them. We can shoot... They shoot web at you if you get right under them. Use the fire key to activate a lever. Well, don't mind if I do. Man, the fruit is popping up in just all kinds of nice places today. That is really nice. Usually the fruit pops up where you can't really see it, and it's kind of, oh boy, this is, alright, let's see if we can get away from the beam in time. Yeah, we can. That wasn't too bad. Okay, then let's go down and collect more crystals. This is a pretty simplistic game. It is one of old Uncle Roundy's mushy-gushy sentimental games. I actually played this as a kid in a Apogee sampler pack. I got to play a lot of cool old PC platformers that way. PC platforming, not a genre that really spawned a lot of hits. I mean, you had your Commander Keens and your okay, we got to be careful around the airlock. If you shoot the airlock, you die instantly, so we don't want to do that. I need to hit a switch before that platform will come down also. So we need to go fight Mr. T-Rex man here, or whatever this weird-looking lizard thing is. He takes a full 5-round clip, and then his bones go flying off. But yes, I played this in an Apogee sampler as a kid. I got to play a lot of cool games that way. Games like Commander Keen 1, Commander Keen 4. It came with a lot of shareware stuff. And yes, I didn't need to be told to activate that because I've already activated a lever. But yeah, I got to play Commander Keen 1, Commander Keen 4, a bunch of shareware stuff, Duke Nukem 1 and 2, Secret Agent, some games like that. Secret Agent is actually very similar to this game. Although, yeah, we'll probably do Secret Agent sometime if this is cutesy enough. You can't even get that. That is a bad place for that to pop up. That's the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life. Wow. Okay. Alright, the last crystal has been collected and we may leave. So that's a nice little bit of tutorial there. Game isn't too in your face about it. It just explains things and then gets out. And now up we go. And if we can get out of here without taking a hit, we'll really be raking in the money. All we got to do is be careful of little Mr. Tendril guy. He will ruin our plans lickety-split. You leave a level with perfect health, you get 50,000 bucks. Press escape and that's it. So yeah, this is pretty simple. Gonna do one more level for today, and we'll see if we can, we're already well on our way to 1,000,000. We're almost 10% of the way there. That is a good start. That is an auspicious start. So yeah, that's Crystal Caves in a nutshell. And some of the levels, where did that thing pop up? Nowhere in my field. Oh, it's at the very top there. Okay. Now we got to be super careful. This level is a little bit tougher. But like I say, this is a pretty low stakes game. You get infinite tries. You have infinite lives. So if you lose, then it's not really too much sweat off your back. You just start over. These little guys here, they remind me of the Licks from Commander Keen. They are only vulnerable to gunfire when they are asleep. Alright, we actually managed to get 2 hits on him. Not bad. Fall back. It's nap time, buddy. Alright, yeah. And you have mushrooms throughout the game, too, in case it wasn't painfully obvious that this is trying to be the next Mario. There are blue, red, and green mushrooms. Blue mushrooms? They're just worth points. Green mushrooms are poison, and we must avoid them at all costs. But red mushrooms, we don't need to go down here yet, because we don't have a key. Some levels have keys, and you can open... Damn it! You surprised me, you dumb spider. Now I don't get my health bonus. And that is the sucks. A lot of obstacles are actually staying fairly docile right now. Later on, things that look pretty innocuous, like these rocks. Some of these rocks, they get up and they walk. And, okay, let's open this up. This is a little bit of a tricky spot right here, because if you shoot the Cobra when he's near the wall, you'll end up hitting the airlock, and you will make yourself... you'll expand your skin. And there's another little trap right down there. There's a little purple guy poking out of the wall. You got to be really careful for these kinds of things. They like to hide these things very subtly. I mean, they're sort of... Where did that pop up? I heard a fruit pop up somewhere. Well, it was out of my range, so whatever. Don't care. Whoa, I almost just walked straight down onto that thing. And now that we have a key, we can start opening up treasure chests. Oh, man, love those Sound Blaster sound effects. That PC speaker goodness. Creamy and good. Alright. So, yeah, this is Crystal Caves. It's kind of... I hesitate to say mediocre, but I can definitely see where some people would think that. Of course, it's got ooey gooey, mushy gushy sentimental value for me. But this game is actually sort of a pretty big inspiration for me. In that, this is what... when I was a kid, particularly in like single digit ages, like 8 or 9, I was very prone to video game based daydreaming. And I would draw my own levels on paper, hoping one day to be able to design a game of my own. And these are the kinds of levels that I would build. Some games, most games on consoles were very richly detailed, and it was easy to forget sometimes. You don't want to get sucked up in the tube there. Thanks a lot, Cherry. You are a friend in need and a friend indeed. But yeah, I used to draw my own levels on paper, and when I did, these were the kinds of levels that I would draw that were very, very markedly tile-based. Like, it's kind of not... Oh, God, getting up in that hole is pretty hard, but... Yeah, these were the kinds of levels that I made, where it was very easy to see how everything was put together by a person tile-based, and obviously it's a little bit better looking when games have a more organic looking landscape, when you can't just outright tell that they were made by a person sitting at a computer. But somehow that was inspirational to me, to know that there was levels that people were just sitting there and making, with a program, and I would aspire to make levels like that myself. I designed levels like this, and I was especially a fan of designing Lemmings levels. Where did the exit go? I think it's up top somewhere. But yeah, I was very, very prone to that sort of daydreaming, and this game was a game I thought of a lot when I would attempt to design my own games. Games with my own rules that probably would be completely impenetrable to me now from a... Like, I didn't make a legend for any of the games I made. It would be sort of tough to tell what actually was the crux or the point, the main idea of the games I was making. I remember making sort of a Lemmings-styled platformer where you could collect the items as you went along. Like, my levels were very fetch questy, like these levels, where you get an item and it allows you to go somewhere else and you collect trinkets, and that's pretty much, that's the end in itself. That was the kind of games I made, and one was a Lemmings-style platformer. No perfect health this time. You would collect items as you went, and it was very strange and weird. I think we've got time for one more level, actually. These aren't too complicated levels. But yeah, a Lemmings-style platformer where... Oh, airlock. I don't think so. You're going to try to get me to shoot at that centipede dude, and it is not happening. Okay, so let's just stay away from him for the time being. Okay. And you would get these items as you went along. Like, you wouldn't have a set number of tasks. I thought that was pretty revolutionary, this little idea I had in my 9-year-old brain, picking up things as you went. Okay, another switch. Turns out that's actually a thing you could do later in another Lemmings game, which was... Okay, let's go down here. Yeah, I don't even want to mess with you. Hey, big giant hammers. That's kind of weird and unsubtle. The reason I'm bopping these girders from underneath is that they can give you gems that are worth points. And these eggs, you can also collect these eggs. You can just collect them as eggs, or you can shoot them open, and there are 5 in every level, and you'll get the letter, or they'll eventually spell the word bonus, and you'll get a lot more points for spelling the word bonus than you would by just collecting those things as just normal eggs. But yeah, this was a little bit of an inspirational game to me as far as design was concerned. As like it kind of clued me into design aspects. Console games felt like their own weird things. They didn't feel... Console games had a tendency to not feel made sometimes. They felt like they came from this ethereal, weird other place. And I guess technically they did, being as they were from Japan. I turned this off, right? I hope I did. Yeah, I didn't want to get hit there. Okay, these things are off. Oh, that's the second letter in bonus. And that minecart up there is invincible, so we're going to have to be careful as we trudge through that thing. Oh, ho, 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 hey, rocks. I have a feeling we're going to be finding our first red mushroom. No, we're just going to be finding a power-up type thing. Your pistol can kill any enemy for a limited time, and that time is indicated by a timer at the bottom of the screen, which is going to be 15 seconds. So we need to get up and around. Wow, look at that shot. Why did it go straight through him like that? That was a rip. I guess technically I could restart the level if I wanted. Try to get a perfect health bonus, but I'm not that concerned about it, really. Okay, weird little blob thing going along the wall at your own pace. You're gonna die now. That's what you get. You're gonna die now. Alright. And then pop through, and remember to shoot that open. In for the third letter. In myriad boni. I had a ninth grade teacher who he was our world geography teacher, and he had bonus sections on his quizzes. He would ask bonus questions about pop culture, actually, and a lot of Simpsons and Beverly Hillbillies related stuff. And he would call his bonus sections, he would call them myriad boni. I don't know, just a memory from school. I'm feeling really sentimental and memory oriented today. I don't know. Call me crazy, but that's just the mood I'm in, and that was a wasted shot. I really hate wasting shots in this game because your ammo is limited. So, oh, good. I do have the key. I wasn't sure of that. Okay, how much do we get for the S? 10,000. That is no small potatoes right there. Is that it for the treasure chests, or are there more? There may be more. I don't think so, though. There aren't very many in this level. So that's going to do it for today, I think. We're just going to stroll on over to the exit. Mylo with his jutting chin and his confident, good looks. I mean, that gray skin obviously isn't healthy, but what can you do when you live in the Altarian space system? So that's 3 levels down. That's not too bad. Hey there, Mr. Cherry. We have a chance of getting over to you? Probably not now. Oh, God. I blew that. Yep. No cherry on the volcanic surface for me. Well, good thing we're underground, where people are only barely functionally literate. That's going to do it for next time. We'll probably play 2 or 3 more levels a day until we get through all, I think, 48 in all 3 episodes. We'll see you guys next time then.